Alright, hello everyone. Good day or good morning, wherever you are. It's good to see everybody again. We are now in week 10 for English 1 for Diploma 3, KU31101. And still with me, Miss Mona Lisa Pasaribu. Today, for this video, we are going to discuss about the topic of inventor and invention. And as you can guess, because we are talking about inventor and invention in the past, then the tenses that we are going to use for this discussion will be about past tense. Okay, so we are going to look at the outline for this video very quickly. Right, so the outline for this video is the first one. We're going to have a quick review from last week's material, which is about production, and we also talk about the pie chart and how to present pie charts with plenty of vocabularies integrated in the presentation. Okay, so that's something that we are going to do, and then we'll go to discuss about the objective, and then we will talk about the inventor and invention as the topic for week 10. And then we will talk about the grammar discussion about past tense, and then we will do some practices. Alright, so we'll start with the review first. Yes, so as you have known that last week we were talking about production as the main topic, and then we also talk about pie chart and how to present pie chart using the vocabulary. And last week we are also talking about plenty of vocabularies quite extensively. So for a quick review, I want you to have a look at this one. I want you to use as many vocabulary as you can from the vocabulary list to make a meaningful sentence. For example, over here, I'm using quite plenty. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 in one sentence. Yeah, so I'll just read it very quickly. As a productivity indicator in product design, staffs in the manufacture departments and logistic departments need to pay attention to the ratio of production standard and production costs so that the bulky production is always in progress. Yeah, of course, when you want to integrate all this vocabulary into one, you also need to make sure that you get the class of the words right and the meaning of the words right as well. So make sure when you want to integrate this vocabulary into one sentence, understand the class of the word and then also the meaning as the of the words itself, so it can make a meaningful sentence. Okay, so please do this, and then we will discuss this in our practicum session. Alright, so now we go to the objective of the lesson for this week. So as you can see over here, there are two. The first one is for you to be able to understand how to abstract important information from a reading text. And the second one is for you to be able to comprehend the use of past and present tense for describing past inventions. Okay, so we will look through all of this material for today, and hopefully we meet the objective. Yeah, so the topic is about inventor and inventions. Okay, so because we are talking about inventor and inventions, then I'll start today's meeting by a quick warm-up for a quick matching game question over here. Yeah, so I want you to have a look at the name of the inventors over here and the famous invention. Okay, so inventors that I'm writing over here is Galileo, James Watt, Thomas Alva Edison, Eli Whitney, Elisa Otis. And I think for this inventor's name, they are quite famous in a way, and then their inventions are pretty much outbreaking, so it is used by plenty of people even until now. Yeah, so I want you to match which one or who is inventing what. Okay. Alright, so we'll look at the reading about Sarah Boone. So Sarah Boone is an African American inventor, and she was creating a ironing board. Yeah, so the iron board that you use if you have it at home, the long one over there, that one is actually created by or invented by Sarah Boone. So for this reading, as usual, everyone, I want you to pause this video and then record your own voice for this text, and then later in our practicum we are going to discuss we will discuss this reading and you will play your recording. And again, if you have words you don't understand for this particular reading, you are most welcome to ask me, or you can always consult with dictionary. Okay, and as you're reading this text, I also want you to pay attention to some of the important information that you think you can remember as you read this text. Okay. Alright, so what we are going to do now, we are going to discuss about how to abstract important information from a reading passage. So in order to find the important information, of course, we need to investigate, or we need to identify the keywords in the reading passage. So what are actually the keywords? Obviously, you have heard about the 5W and 1H, the what, where, when, and then after that the how. Yeah, those are some questions to guide you in looking at the keywords in the passage. So we're looking at some of the information. So what are the informations? Yeah. So the important informations that you can find over here is the names. Okay, so the names can be names of the people, names of the character involved in the story, and the names of the location itself, the town, the city, the country, like a specific place mentioned, and then it also can talk about the time. So when, yeah, the years or dates, or in the afternoon, in the evening. And then it also you can also find the important information from the figures or the data, like for example 1.2 million, 20,000, and something like this. Yeah, so if you want to find the important information, you can also mark any word or phrases which is capitalized, for example the titles of the book, the event names, and etc. So the capitalized words are usually important information. Okay, so those are some of important information. Alright, so now what we are going to do is we are going to look at how to represent biography or information about the inventor and invention in the past. Okay, so most inventions happen in the past. So therefore, in order to retell the biography, you can use past tense. And I think you already know how to create a sentence in the past tense, but we are going to have a quick look at the pattern or the formula for making the past tense. Alright, so let's look at the definition of a past tense or what it is used for. Okay, so the first one is we use simple past tense to make statements about things that happens in the past. So the pattern is very quickly using subject plus verb to. So the sentence that uses verb to is past tense. So for example, if you look at again the sentence in from the reading, there are two that I'm taking over here. The first one is Sarah Boone made her name by inventing the ironing board, and then she was famous for her genuine invention. So the first sentence here is using the verb action, I would say. Yeah, so it's using made, so from the word make, and the verb to is made. And for the second sentence, it's using the verb to be. Okay, so she was famous. So was here is the verb to, and the verb one is is. Okay, so if you're talking about the sentence in the present, you use she is, but because we are using it in the past, so you use she was famous for her genuine invention. Okay, so both of these sentences indicate the use of past tense. Okay, and obviously the meaning of this past tense is also different because we are talking about past tense, so it's over, so it's in the past and it already happens. So Sarah Boone made her name by inventing the ironing board, so that happens in the past, and she was famous for her genuine invention, that happens in the past. Okay, so that's the use of past tense in a sentence. Alright, so for a quick exercise for past tense verbs, I think this one is quite simple because the fact that you already learned English since, I don't know, maybe junior high school or senior high school. So probably many of you will be familiar with with changing the verbs into past tense. Okay, so these verbs are in present tense. Okay, so there are 10 words. So what I want you to do, I want you to change these verbs into past tense. So we have invent, find, have, explain, is, decide, come up, make, meet, speak, and write. Okay, so change this verb into past tense. If you do not know, you can always consult with dictionary. But the easiest way, so we have two types of changing the verbs into past tense. So we have regular and irregular. So with this, I also want you to identify which verbs are changed into regular past tense or irregular past tense. Yeah, so change it and then classify it into regular and irregular. Alright, so for the next practice is I want you to read again the biography of Sarah Boone, and then after that I want you to look at the important information. So we have names, locations, and then time, and then all of the other data. Yeah, so just quickly write down the important information that you think is necessary to tell the biography of Sarah Boone. Okay. Alright, so now for the second practice, as you can see over here, I also have a Alright, so as the second practice over here, as you can see, I have the biography of Nikola Tesla, and yeah, so it tells about when he was born until the time when he was dead. Pass away, sorry. Yeah, so I want you to look at this, and I think this is quite plenty, so I actually provide you with the link for this text in the reference, so please look at the reference if you find it difficult to read this. And there are some questions or blanks that you need to fill out by changing the past tense, okay, because we are talking about past tense, so all the words in the bracket need to be changed into past tense. Okay, so for example, Nikola Tesla blank blank blank, here be born on 10th of July 1856. So be over here means to be. So the to be in the past tense, if you're talking about to be, it's was and were. So which one do you think will fit to this sentence over here? Nikola Tesla was born, or Nikola Tesla were born. Okay, so so check the reading, and then after that change all the words in the bracket into past tense. Alright, so that's just the quick discussion for our past tense, and then for the practicum session we'll be looking at more discussion on biography of Steve Jobs, and we are going to identify the grammar in text related to Steve Jobs' invention. And next week we will be talking about transportation, Of course, when we talk about transportation, it's always changing. So we are going to look at the future invention. We're going to predict some of the future transportation. And of course, when we talk about prediction, we're going to use future tense. So we're going to integrate both the grammar discussion into this topic. So we come up to the end of this video, everyone. Here are the references, and as you can see, there is one link over here to the exercise for the second practice. So I want you to look at this link and then answer the practice 2 by yourself, and we will discuss this in the practicum session. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video. If you have questions, you are most welcome to ask me in person or in group, or you can always ask me in the class. Okay, thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.